It's my birthday, and for my birthday, I'm giving you a present. If you buy a 1-hour reading between now and May 9th, that's my birthday, I'll give you a free 30-minute follow-up until May 9th. So order one today at soulmart.me. Soul Garden. Hello, Ambassador Gemini. Welcome to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host of the universe, Christopher Witecki. I'm also the host to a social network called soulgarden.me, your home away from home. Come on down and dream electric, as our writer is writing about this particular week. We've got a whole staff of twins to gab it up with you and to soul support you, particularly during this trying time of inner faith. That's what it's about, inner faith. The Geminis are being pushed in the pool, quite frankly, the pool of psychic awareness and intimacy. And this is not an easy dose. Being pushed out of your comfort zones into different comfort zones. And you know, if it makes you feel better, humans do this every now and then. Anytime something crazy in the world happens, we've all had to, in depressions or crazy times, find that part of ourselves that knows we're going to be okay. That's what the universe is wanting to have happen here. For you to find that place, that inner faith, which means you face your fears, you face the boogeyman, you face your karma, the weeds in your soul garden that go all the way back to childhood and beyond. If you believe in past lives, that's really where I believe it starts and continues. Either way, it doesn't matter. Childhood alone will give you enough evidence. So as we begin on Monday, we've come from the first introduction to this transit, which is all your fears, what your weeds are, where you self-sabotage, basically the spiritual junk in your trunk. What is it? And by Monday, you're holding space. That is, holding back the fears, not letting yourself slip into the worry, not letting yourself slip out of reality, plugging in and holding space. Now the moon is in Leo, so your head and your intellect is quite charged, so you're feeling strong, you're in your power. It's not as difficult as usual, probably on Monday, to hold space. And this soul pyramid is in effect all week long, which is going to be a dramatic changing of your life as everything flows. The epicenter is finding a greater faith in yourself. As you open up and connect to your higher self, meaning you face your fears, you face the issues that keep you from having faith, you find that you have to move forward with home, family, and foundation. You have to nurture yourself through this process. No one else is going to do it. You have to make yourself feel better and really coerce your emotions to feel all right as you're making all these changes. So Mars is part of that process, helping you do that. And then up here, your boundaries have to change. Literally, the way you have lived will not do in the future. What you were open to in the past, you may not be able to be open to. What you refuse to open to, you may have to open to. The universe does this to us. The earth is changing. You can't stand still. It will roll over you. All right, we call that Pluto, and that's where you are. So it is a dynamic time indeed. On Tuesday, you are healing. Chiron kicks in on Monday night, follows through on Tuesday. So you are healing basically. If you faced a trauma or had to face something kind of deep, you'll have the resources and the energy to bring integrity back to your system on Tuesday. The moon does advance up into Virgo, which means you'll be nesting and resting, and you might have a bit of a speed bump as the moon crosses Mars. As the moon crosses Mars, there's an influx of masculine aggressive energy. Those watched over in GA, I'll send out a text telling you when it's going to happen so it doesn't catch you off guard, but it will be a bump there. Don't forget, nesting and resting on Tuesday means you have to nurture yourself and be there for yourself like I was just talking about. So following through with that part of the Grand Trine as I was speaking to. On Wednesday, showers, chance of storms. That's because we got kind of a double whammy going on with you. On the one hand, Uranus rules the day, so somewhere in the inner faith there's a breakdown. It could be that you thought you were onto the right path, but not quite. It could be that you thought you hit rock bottom, but not quite. The well is deeper than you thought. The problem is richer than you may have known. You didn't know what you didn't know, but now you know. That's the breakdown, okay? It can happen anywhere in your life because you're dealing with karma, and karma will grow into weeds all over your life. A bad issue in your subconscious can grow into a bad marriage. A bad issue in your subconscious can grow into poor friends. All sorts of things. So where it plays out could be a lot of places. But these 4 points, the ends of these 2 red lines, these oppositions, are likely the places it will play out because these are big stress zones in your life. On the one hand, the stress of your career and going forward with what you want to do in your career, likely more spiritual than usual or than in the past, opposing your sense of security. So it's career versus security. Everyone has that on Earth, especially now, but you especially now. Then Mercury and Aries opposing Saturn and Libra, which is this opposition between what your inner child really wants and what you think you have to be in society. So what society says versus what inner child says. Those two. Either way, it is really bringing you to the breakdown, helping you find the rock bottom of the faith issue, because that is what we're here to do on this particular day. Now, for those watched over by the Guardian Agency, I'm going to send out some extra personal texts on Wednesday that drive to where you find aggression and how to get your life moving again. All right, so if you're not feeling like it's moving, I'll help you with those with texts. Thursday is a cloudy day, but I wouldn't say a bad day. The moon technically moves into Libra, so your inner child lights up with emotion now. That can be a good or bad thing depending on the state of your inner child or the state of your heart chakra, but you are feeling it, and that's good because it should bring joy if you do all your soul work correctly. So you have the opportunity there, but it could be a bummer. Mercury rules the day. That's your home planet, so I think you're really feeling your intellectual power back, and you're really doing a lot of processing. So the processing is to get to the bottom of the weed or the bottom of the faith issue. The inner child is keep you on track. Where do we want to go? Towards joy and love or God consciousness, right? So inner child is a good thing. Follow your heart on Thursday, even if it's hurt. Follow it. It has the answers I think you're looking for. And if you need some extra help, we may have the answers. Remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays we have office hours where our Soul Mart practitioners come online on a webcam at 11 a.m. for a couple of hours and answer questions. So we have tarot readers, we have people who are help you reorganize your life. We have all sorts. Come on down and check it out. We're here to help. Now we have a quick little break here, but when I come back, I'll have your Happy Friday dance, and I will have a full moon weekend forecast after. Why can't you find love? How long have you really been single? Really? Having trouble finding that special soulmate? I can solve this one. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Your love trouble? Over. All that and more at secretsofbirthdays.com. Welcome back, Gemini, and thank you for sticking around through the commercial. Now we're on to Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. And it might be a good Friday, depends on how you decide. Why? Well, the moon has got your inner child lit up like a Christmas tree, only you may not be allowing it to light up. That is Saturn, the frumpy part of you that has been at times ruining the party. Right? I know how Geminis are. They can get super frumpy and ruin the party. And really, your heart wants to have a party. Perhaps it's the way you manage your heart or the way you manage your life. That's really what's going on here. But let it go. Let it flow. Get over it. Grow up and get onto the path of joy. Because Venus is ruling the day on Friday. And the whole universe wants to have a nice, sunny, happy, colorful day. So the ingredients are all there. It really is dependent on how you manage your inner child. Are you going to be a good mommy and daddy to that inner child or not? Now, on Saturday, that's when things really kind of heat up because we've got a full moon in Scorpio, making you uber hyper aware of every bump in the road. You will feel your environment. You will feel what's going on. You will feel the results of your security or not. You will feel the results of your work or not. And really, a full moon is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is pulling us to get out of wherever we are, the sun, wherever the sun is. So if you are stubborn about finding God, if you are stubborn about connecting to your psychic self, you may find yourself on your knees praying on this full moon. That's how it works. The universe will overwhelm you eventually, and this is that point. So it's a day really, though, I have to say, to be very careful. With this particular access that's happening for Geminis, this is not a drinking and driving day. This is not a parachute day. This is not a take a risk with your life day. This is definitely a day for an exit if you're not careful. All right, so be very careful. Especially with Jupiter, it pushes things out of proportion. Interesting story, Jim Morrison overdosed when the Sun conjunct Jupiter in his 8th house, the house of death, that day. So you can go too far on certain days and certain portals. Now, Sunday is more of a responsible day and less of a drama day. So if you're really freaking out on Saturday, just get your butt to Sunday in a safe day, because Sunday's going to feel a lot stronger. Saturn's going to rule the day, so you're going to be able to really kind of get a grip hold of all of it, and you're going to be able to make a decision. That's what the universe is asking for by Sunday night. A commitment to your inner faith, or a commitment to stepping away from that which sabotages you, those weeds. At least saying, I'm going to face this. I'm going to go to AA. I'm going to face the boogeyman. I'm going to, admit what I've done wrong. Whatever it is that you're trying to come out, or I'm going to face my soulmate and really not tolerate this relationship anymore. I mean, it can be lots of ways. Remember, when you're dealing with karma, sometimes it's all in the form of one soulmate, an ex-husband or wife from a past life that's shown up to bring the best and worst out of you. That does happen. Now, the Grand Trine does break and will give you a break as far as your life changing in 3 points simultaneously for a few days. But when I come back in next week's horoscopes, we'll talk about how your home planet actually picks up and creates the trine. So Gemini's heavily pulled into the Grand Trine the next round because their home planet is a part of it. But with the Sun on Jupiter, I can't stress enough that the resources will come if you're willing to face the issues. Prove me wrong. I'd love to hear about it. All right, Gemini, that's all I have for now, but I am back in 7 days with more. Until then, live, love, be.